Bismillahir, Rahim. Alhamdulillah wahda. Wa salatu wa salamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da. Yesterday, someone apparently from the community had called me, asked me a question that I had never been asked before. So I thought the question was interesting in the sense that no one has ever asked me this question. Not that it hasn't been asked before or hasn't been discussed before. But I personally had never fielded the question. So the person asked me, do I believe in making an istighatha bin what? A very direct an istighatha, which is talab al-lawf or talab izalat al-shidda. It's the removal or the seeking of the removal of a hardship. So when a person is in a hard, difficult, trying situation, where he feels the pressure of the situation, then he seeks out al-ghawth. And al-ghawth is the removal of that hardship. And the process of that removal of the hardship is called an istighatha. Now the question was, do I believe in the permissibility or do I personally, there was a question, do I make istighatha bil amwat, which are the people who have died and passed away? Meaning, if I am ever in a situation where I am facing some hardship, I'm facing some difficulty, I'm facing some type of pressure in the situation or my circumstances, do I myself reach out to those who have passed away and ask them for assistance in order to relieve me from whatever type of difficult situation that I may be in. And I explained to the brother on the phone who called me that no, I don't believe in this is permissible because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one who has the ability to help us and so on and so forth. So I said, let me think, maybe if this isn't a clear issue within the community, I thought that maybe I would clarify it just a little bit. Inshallah ta'ala, it's very simple and easy. And that Allah Azza wa Jal in the Quran has explained to us that He is the only one that has the ability to protect us from harm. He's the only one that has the ability to aid us, assist us, and to give us what it is that we actually need. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that has the ability to do that. And so therefore, since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that has the ability to protect us from evil and to bring about good for us, then that necessitates that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that we seek out when it comes to our hard situations, or our terrible or our rough, difficult circumstances. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He orders us in the Quran to call upon Him and to seek Him out and to focus and to direct our supplications to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly and only to Him. Actually, to the point where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ يَدْعُو مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ مَنْ لَا يَسْتَجِيبُ لَهُ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ وَهُمْ عَنْ دُعَائِهِمْ غَافِلُونَ. Allah ta'ala, He says, and who is more oppressive? يعني لا أحد أظلم منه. There's no one who is more oppressive than this person. He said, who is more oppressive than the one who calls upon other than Allah, that is not going to answer him till the day of judgment. وَهُمْ عَنْ دُعَائِهِمْ غَافِلُونَ. And they are absolutely unaware of their supplication. And so those whom are calling out to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for aid and assistance and protection, they are not even aware that the supplication is even being made. And even if they were aware that the supplication was being made, then they do not have the ability to bring about any change to our circumstances. And so since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran has ordered us to remove the middleman, to remove the intercessor, to get rid of that in-between person, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to connect with Him directly. Allah Azza wa Jal calls to us to connect with Him directly. And so that means that when we are in a bad situation, if you're in a bad situation, whether the situation, for example, our brothers and sisters in Gaza, the situation of the Ummah, or a personal situation that you yourself are experiencing pressure and hardship, then don't go to an intermediate person. Don't seek out one person or another person to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on your behalf. Allah wants you to seek Him out directly. So if you're ever experiencing hardship, then go to Allah Azza wa Jal, pull out your sujood, get your prayer rug out, and you get into sujood, cry out to Allah, and seek out Allah, and beg Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمُ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. And your Lord said, call upon me, and I will answer you. So ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. Ask Allah Azza wa Jal to guide us and keep us all on the straight path. May Allah accept from us our good deeds and our righteous actions. May He overlook our faults and forgive us of our sins.